Welcome to Judging Yourself. Where's your home judging the way and now judging the way.
Welcome to the Justin and Wade Show. I'm Justin. That's Wade. This season is season 2, and on this season we are doing questions. 5 questions each episode. I will ask Wade 5. He has a minute to answer each one. If I like his answers, I will allow him to continue on. If not, we will move on. Also, Wade does have the option, and I'll repeat this every episode. Wade does have the option to lie. At which point, I have the option to guess if he's lying or not. Or we can just ignore that section the whole season.
You also, I mean, you never let me continue either. So
I think I've allowed you to continue a few times.
I think it goes both ways. So
yeah, I mean, it's not like we're the best answerers. Answerers?
not like we're the best conversationalists. That's why we made a show where we just talk to each other.
The first season did pretty good, but this one's going well. I'm enjoying it. I don't care about the viewers. Oh, snap. I love you guys. Okay. Are you ready for your first question?
Sure. Let's do it.
All right. Is there a book or a movie that shaped your life?
Not really shaped my life, but the Dragonlance books in high school, the Dungeon and Dragon books, really like shaped my imagination.
Okay.
In a way, you know what I mean? I was already like making up comic book stuff and different stuff like that, but to read like with all these different characters interwoven in different stories, you know what I mean? And then once I read a couple of those books, they just have other books and the characters cross. You know what I mean? It's a lot of the same cast that'll show up in the other books. So all of those books when I was younger, well, creatively had a big effect on me. So I guess in a way they did.
Do they have any influence on your characters that you create now?
Not really, and not really in specific things, but I mean specific characters like those characters, but a lot of the things like magic and different, you know what I mean? It was like a wizard that was really frail because like magic has a cost, you know what I mean? You never know what it's going to be, and different things they do like that.
Gotcha.
Or that is in things when they're talking about magic and wizards and stuff all across all media nowadays. Those kind of things, you know, magic has a price and stuff like that. But that was the first like real understanding of like how magic worked in fantasy.
Cool. Good answer. I gave you almost 2 minutes, so don't complain about that ever again, okay? All right, so kind of going in a similar thing since we're talking about characters and creating it. What goes through your head when you create a new character? Like, what do you do? Like, is it just a quick thing, or do you actually work on characters?
Sometimes it's a quick thing, and no matter what, like I'm always working on characters. Like, you know what I mean? Because I don't like the one costume type thing for characters. I mean, I like it to be changing, or you know what I mean, more like realistic looking, and then stories. I'm constantly making up stories for characters that exist, because if I come up with like a story, sometimes I'll be like, well, who would that work good for? And I have enough characters that, you know what I mean, that I'll be like, oh,
just put them in there. I got you.
Creating a character, sometimes it can be anything. It can be a word, like a cool word, you know what I mean? Like Ice Storm, and it'd be like, oh, that'd be a cool name for a character. And next thing you know, I'm like trying to make up an ice character, but different than any other ice. So that's another thing that goes through my head, is like, well, what would make, you know what I mean? What would make an ice character different than every other ice character you've seen? And then
that's gotta be difficult to do, because there's so many characters out there these days. Like,
everything's. I mean, it's said for writing and art in general. You know what I mean? Every story's been told. It's just a different variation of a story that's been told somewhere else. So it really is hard nowadays to create something that's truly original, because even if it's truly original to you, I mean, you get inspiration from all over the place. So it's inspired by something, But then at the same time, two people can make, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the
Like,
exact same thing almost. Yeah.
and then it's just
Cool. Let's move on because it's only a 5-minute show. So let's not take up all the time on 2 questions.
this season is about double that. I think we've tricked people into watching twice the amount of time.
All right. We're going to stick to this whole, we're going to create something thing. Who would win in a fight? And give me a minute scenario of how it would play out, a vampire versus a werewolf.
I mean,
In your world.
honestly, it depends on the vampire and the werewolf. But
Okay, the best of the best.
in my world, yeah, okay. In my world, the vampire.
Okay. And like, how would he go about doing it?
He's just smarter, not smarter, but more calculating than the werewolves. The werewolves are more apt to act on like pure instinct and just attack. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, got you. They're like a linear force versus somebody that can actually think things through and level their heads up. Because I don't know much about either one of them. So
yeah, and vampires in the way in my universe, vampires are more magic based, even though there's magic in werewolves. Like a lot of vampires use magic, so
Okay.
they have that on their side too, as opposed to the werewolves, which are more.
All right. Well, that was a good answer. All right, we got 2 more. Totally off different subject here. If you had to make $1,000 in the next 24 hours and you can't use your income or melodies to make that, what would your plan be?
I had to make $1,000 in 24 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd ask the neighborhood
Okay.
people if they need to do
So you go around asking for donations? Would you tell an elaborate story about why you need it, or you should be like, "Yo, man, give me $100. I need to make 1,000 in 24 hours."
I would, because I mean, the other things I do, I don't feel like anybody would really pay me to do. Like,
You wouldn't sell clothes or anything, or sell your nice merchandise at the justinandwadeshow.com/merch.
well, I mean, nobody's currently buying any of this stuff.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not like anybody is paying me to do any of the artwork or make shows or.
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
We can't even get any guests on this season.
I know that is kind of sad, but we'll talk about that later.
I've only asked a couple. It's not like that. I've been slacking.
It's all good. All good. All right. So we're just gonna have a fun question here to end the show. This is a really fun question. Have you ever wanted to punch a baby, and why? This would be a great one to lie about if you haven't.
There was this. Well, here we go. Here's a lie. There was this
I'm glad you told me.
podcast on. There was this podcast on that used to have this baby sitting at the start of.
Oh, she's gonna be so hurt when she hears that.
But that baby will probably beat me up. So.
No, trust me, she can't beat you.
But I do have a better story. I do have a baby story. Like, so my dog Dom is a Chihuahua. My buddy got a dog that's a Labradoodle, and she's already, I mean, she's like 12, 14 weeks old or something, and she's already as big as Dime or bigger.
Yeah.
So like when he got her, she was like 2 months old, and she was pretty much as big as Dime. And she's a baby puppy, so she likes to bite. And dude, Dime, like, it's been a hard time for him, and she's as big and as strong as him. It's like, and it hurts because she's got puppy teeth. It hurts when she bites me. So like, when she bites him, she's just trying to play, and he'll try it first, but she's already bit him a couple times. Like, I'm like, can you imagine though can you imagine hanging out with a toddler that can like hurt you.
But they don't
And you
know it.
You know you can't punch them back or hurt them. It's just like all the time he's like, "Arr, arr, get away
Yeah,
from me."
nice. That's actually a really good one. That's a good answer. I like that. I like that one. All right. Well, that is our episode. Thank you for joining us. I'm Justin. That's my what do we call you again? Guest, Wade.
Wade, I'm Wade.
Business partner.
Joe Meister.
Co-host. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, follow, tell your friends. Let us
Hey,
know how we're doing. Write us some questions. And as always, you're welcome to be a guest on the show. If you want to be asked 10 questions, 5 from Wade, 5 from Justin, aka me, let us know. We'd love to have you on here.
Don't be shy. It's 10 minutes.
It'll probably be like 15, 20 because 10 questions. But either way, you can handle it. Everybody did great last year with the guest episodes. So let us know if you're interested. Deuces.